We're live from the capital, Gaborone. This is BTV News at 9 o'clock. I am Khomotso Mapani. Let's take a look at the headlines. Well, this is BTV News at 9 o'clock. Interpreting in sign language is Topo Taposa. Good evening. Botswana and Estonia look to strengthen cooperation in the digital information technology space for mutual benefit of both countries. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi said this stands to benefit the country on its digital transformation agenda. He said this during an engagement with the media, which was centered around the president of Estonia's visit to Botswana. Reports.
In the 1990s, Estonia was one of the poorest countries with limited resources. The Estonian government heavily invested on smart technology, which significantly redefined the country's economic status. Estonia is now known for its excellent expertise in the digital technology space with extraordinary skills on e-solutions in different sectors of the economy. Botswana therefore seeks to harness and leverage on such an opportunity through collaborations and cooperations with Estonia.
We've decided to partner, and our technocrats will advise us on the formulation of the partnership between Estonia and Botswana, and Estonia will enroll the other Nordic states into this collaborative partnership, and Botswana will enroll those in the neighborhood for this collaborative partnership for reciprocal benefit. And so we would share with Estonia initially those things that we have advantage in, and they likewise will reciprocate.
The fact that Botswana is the third least corrupt country in Africa is encouraging for our business leaders. I brought with me representatives from our business community who are interested in close cooperation with local entrepreneurs and have already concrete plans they would like to implement.
The recent challenges in the government account budgeting system gaps, partnerships with countries like Estonia was said to have the potential to bring a lasting solution.
We are currently facing a problem when it comes to technology, especially the gap system. So is there any notes that you can draw from Estonia when it comes to the e-governance technology to address the issue of gaps?
Long-lasting sustainable help we'd want is the capacity to do ourselves, the capacity to create new and better. And Estonia has shown the world that they know how to take themselves out of problems and come out tops. So it's the strategy, it's the methodology, it's the DNA, and it doesn't happen in an occurrence.
President of Estonia, Mr. Alai Keris, and his delegation in these 4 days will visit different areas in the capital city for possible partnerships between the two countries. Kelekelezwe Somulekai, BTV News, Gaborone.
Still at the press briefing, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi emphasized that restoring international peace and good governance are one of the critical components that Botswana remains committed to, calling for a peaceful settlement to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, which has affected many livelihoods globally. Mojadi Mukibelo reports.
Botswana is a beacon of democracy and good governance, prides herself with those principles, and therefore it is befitting to have voice in advocating for the ending of ongoing conflicts both in the African continent and in the international space. With that respect, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi called on his counterpart, the Estonian President Alai Keris, for a peaceful resolution on the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war taking place closer to his home soil.
These conflicts, big and small, have a deleterious effect on our economies. Far away they might be, the rise in oil prices, commodity prices, and cost of living, a lot of the times is attributable to these kind of conflicts that disturb world trade. We in the region of Southern Africa are involved in a way as to stem and stop the conflict brought about by the insurgents and terrorists in Cabo Delgado province in northern Mozambique. And we are also deeply involved in trying to find a lasting solution to the conflicts in eastern DRC.
The Estonian president shared that this need for urgent action to revitalize the UN Charter in ensuring the Russia-Ukraine ceasefire.
This challenges the very foundation of the UN system, as it is violating territorial integrity and sovereignty of an independent state. If we let this happen, then no country is safe. It is our duty to protect the UN Charter. We bear the responsibility for stopping war. We cannot be neutral. Therefore, I made a strong appeal to your President to also participate at the President Zelensky's peace plan discussions. Botswana has a knowledge of peace building. May it have a good use.
The Estonian president's four-day visit to Botswana is expected to deepen, broaden, reinforce the ties between the two countries in areas of ICT, e-taxation, as well as digital transformation. Mojati Mukibelo, BTV News.
The President of Estonia, Mr. Eila Keris, and his delegation visited the National Assembly this afternoon, where they were welcomed by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Pandus Kelemani, Leader of the House, also Vice President, Mr. Slamba Tsohane, Leader of Opposition, Mr. Ditapelo Kurapetsi, as well as other members of Parliament. Mr. Keris, the First Lady, Ms. Syria Keris, together with their delegation, engaged with the Speaker and the Vice President. With a population of around 1.4 million people, Estonia's parliament comprises of 101 members. The country has held democratic elections since independence in 1991, and President Keris, who assumed office in October 2021, is the country's sixth president. The visit provided the two countries an opportunity to share more in respect to strengthening bilateral relations, which are founded on the rule of law and common values of democracy. The First Lady of Estonia, Ms. Syria Keris, paid a courtesy call on the First Lady, Ms. Neo Masisi. The two First Ladies are passionate about issues concerning children, youth wellness and mental health. Their engagements over the years have been on social development projects, including visits to centers dedicated to youth entrepreneurship and other social ills, such as teenage pregnancy and drug addiction. The initiatives underscore the two countries' holistic approach to diplomatic relations, emphasizing not only economic and security cooperation, but also societal well-being and empowerment. The two First Ladies jointly engaged the youth at Muselewa Pula Secondary School in a thoughtful dialogue on drug use this afternoon. The President, Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, treated his Estonian counterpart, Mr. Eila Keris, and the First Lady, Ms. Syria Keris, to an eventful cultural evening last night at the National Museum in Gaborone. The evening was characterized by a display of a vibrant and diverse cultural heritage through song, music and dance, as well as traditional cuisine. When welcoming guests, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Lemogang Kwape, said Botswana, like Estonia, prides itself in a rich culture and vibrant traditions. Kikantse Khumalo has more.
Botswana and Estonia boast of rich cultural histories and traditions. The Estonian delegation was treated to a taste of Botswana's delicacy and entertainment by popular local groups. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Lemogang Kwape, says the event was necessary in allowing the delegation to experience the beauty and depth of Botswana.
Botswana hold a treasure trove of cultural expression that reflects the rhythm of our people's lives. From the captivating dance that tells the story of our ancestors and our way of life, to the soul-stirring melodies that resonates with our emotions, our cultural performance represent the very essence of our national identity.
Estonia is a singing nation, and our way to freedom from Soviet colonization was called a singing revolution. I would like to congratulate your nation for the success of Kaleman Tumesido Motsete Choir for the gold medal at the World Choir Games in Korea last year.
At the moment, the two nations cooperate mainly in ICT and digital transformation.
This visit not only symbolizes a step towards enhancing our bilateral ties, as highlighted by my colleague, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Kwape, but also open doors for potential cooperative ventures in various domains. Our nations are united in an endeavor to uplift, celebrate, and globalize our creative and sports industries, contributing significantly to cultural and sport tourism. The parallel between Tallinn's Song and Dance Festival and our National Arts Festival, both scheduled for July 2024, presents a fantastic opportunity for cross-cultural exchanges and mutual inspiration.
President Kari's visit presents an opportunity for the two countries to further strengthen the existing bilateral relations. Kikantse Kumalo, BTV News, Gaborone.
In other news, developments established through the Community Constituency Project Fund are said to be crucial to the economic and social upliftment of rural areas. This was said by the Northeast District Council Chairman, Mr. Kuzani Tobokwani, at a special full council meeting held in Masunga. Mr. Tobokwani highlighted that all ongoing development projects in the area are progressing well, highlighting that most of them have been awarded to young people in the locality. Abigail Madorobo has the report.
Mr. Tobokwani says, as the council leadership, they are determined to empower youth so that they can improve their standard of living. He says the construction of that site in Patamatebele Internal Road is going well, but the council also experienced challenges of an artisan in Matopi Internal Road.
We are doing very much ka CCP project. Because of the 115 meters, yes, we do agree. But in terms of implementation, outside the president 23-24, we are at 80%. Can we encourage our youths with the whole to show up? The president did you at one point. We don't have artisans. Kisubela Horenya, Mohalung, the president are going well. And Jinaboli, you Jawurli, the Jajireha, the ability to direct Manababona, Mohalung, we really try by all means for re-empower a banana.
Councillors welcomed developments taking place in their respective villages despite some concerns.
This project is layer paving of roads. Moko baba mwe siami, moko mahaya siam. Ya mublas bilolikere kana kwa outsource mo. Oba kwa kiore council has pulled out. If I get it right. Now, if council pulls out, then away for the very care.
Next time, le ke gore a di project tse dintsinyana go mo etswa ile directive gore le hatsi lote go nna yana a go lebelele the geographical location ya le hatsi lo le re bua ka lone gore lone le agegile a go ntsi jang a metotso di ka kgona gape ka le dinyana le go le kananyana
to tender for projects in their villages as they are given priority when tenders are being allocated. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Masunga.
The Director of Mining and Technical Exhibitions, Mr. Andrew McNamara, says the Mining and Technical Expo seeks to bring together industry captains to Botswana to interact and share ideas on best ways to improve the industry. It is almost 20 years since Botswana's inaugural Mining and Technical Exhibition, and this year it was held in Letlhakane, where Mr. McNamara made this statement. Sabaizing Taboho reports.
This mining and technical exhibitions activity has almost 20 years being held in Botswana in different mining areas such as Letlhakane and Jwaneng. The organizers of this expo, which attracts companies in Botswana and from Southern Africa, explain that the expo is where industry leaders and professionals in mining come together to showcase their products and services, as well as connect with key industry decision makers on how to take the industry forward.
High impact exhibitions really focus on bringing people together. It's actually all about networking. We are a company that kind of engages with the mining operations, and there's a need for the mines to network with obviously different suppliers. We've got a lot of local suppliers here, being Botswana suppliers, or they're based in Orapa, based in Letlhakane or Palape or wherever. We realized that it's very difficult for suppliers to kind of come up into the Southern African regions, even into Africa. So we are just that vehicle that brings the two together.
Mr. McNamara says the expo has grown since inception.
We wouldn't be back here year after year, if there wasn't a positive response from the mining operations as well as the suppliers. The expos have grown year on year. Even, obviously we had that period of COVID, which was a bit of a challenge. But after that, we've kind of moved in.
Some participating companies appreciated the expo for presenting an opportunity to showcase their products and services.
Ka lebaka la gore ha tshono ya gore re khone gore re ipapatse re itekise la bobedi re tsenela this kind of thing gore tswela mosola mo go maswa because go tsweng gone go aka o bona re ntse re ya ba the business card, the profile and all the stuff. We get a bit of response from batho ba khona go gakologela gore kana I saw this lift and shifty can I get this service? Yes.
This is our first event. As you can see, we came all out so that we can showcase everything here, and we believe this will give us a mileage so that there's a mining area so that we can sell our product and services into these mines.
Mr. McNamara emphasized that with the advent of technology in the mining industry, it is befitting for companies to meet and share ideas on overcoming challenges presented by new technologies. Sebastian Teboho, BTV News, Letlhakane.
The farmers in Sipepe cattle post near Tsitsidra have embarked on a pioneering move to revolutionize the landscape of livestock breeding, introducing Gear Brahman in their herds. An emerging breeder, Mr. Munkemedi Ramutle, cited Gear Brahman as a suitable breed in Bubirwa because of its adaptability and resilient traits. Karabo Mulusi.
On the backdrop of livestock farming being an age-old economic vehicle in the lives of Botswana, local farmers realize the need to adopt improved cattle farming practices to stay on the game and optimize their profit margins. In a space of 5 years, Mr. Munkemedi Ramutle has transformed his herd with Gear Brahma bull, ready to secure a considerable share in the cattle breeding and beef industry market.
Gear Brahma e bonwa ka phata e round e be bona ka tsebe e tona hela go rena ke a di hona e bonwa ka dinaka tse re go godimo ka re di ka kopana yana ke tsa gore ga o ka lebella gongwe dinaka tsa yone di santse di ya ko go tshwanetseng teng. It's very rare mo Botswana ga intsi ke batla go leka go e oketsa mme mo go e oketseng ga me ke batla go leka go e dira gore e be e tsena mo marketeng batho ba kgone go ta go reka dipoo kwano batho ba kgone go ta go reka maroba kwano.
Consistent with the dynamic market trends and the impact of climate change, continuous learning and practicing sustainable livestock management techniques has become less of a choice, rather mandatory to stimulate return on investment and unlock value chain opportunities.
Hapo ya ka e gwela ha ile gore e gwela a certain animal today kana khomongwe tsatsi leno gona la re kwalang teng monno o taba a bua le nna a mpolella gore no tsatsi eno e gwela khomo e ntseng jana le jana ya tech number so and so ra recorda gore itse gore date e gwetsweng ka yone ke re be re ta re estimate gore ya go tsala le se sengwe ke gore po ya rona ga e huli ko nageng
ke dikgomo tse di robalang mo sakeng di bolla phakeng po e tla bo e tsena mo go tsone e lebella e leng goreng e ka e pagama ga ke bona gore o right po e setse go me morago ke tabo ke kopanya le yone e goela ga ile gore ga ise goele ga ke di bolotsa phakela ke a e togela e be hela e palame e be re ka mosatsi la tla phakela di tsabe ke tsenya mo go tse dingwe be tsamaya
ke ne le bramana me ke batla go thabola ke batla go tsena mo seventalene le nama le kwa skale ka mpha sengwanyana go a ke isitse BMC ja mo le sakela ra mutene re tile re tlo lebelela dikgomo tsa gago ya ka thabolotse gore thabola ja le nna ite re ka moso ke bone gore monne o thabolotse jo bontsenya le nna ke tse temane engwe le nna ke bone gore monne o dira o tswa sente.
Measuring by the growing interest and efforts delivered by livestock farmers, augmented by available technical and financial support from the government, the contribution of the cattle farming sub-sector in the country's GDP presents potential for good heydays. Karabo Mulusi, BTV News, Tsitsijwe.
Local fishermen need to change their mindset in the way they operate their fishing businesses and employ new ways that will propel them to make good profits and sustain their livelihoods. The Member of Parliament for Muchudi East, Mr. Mabuse Pule, underscored this at a media activation for the upcoming second annual Dinokeng Fish Festival. The Fish Festival, which is set to be held on Saturday at Oliphant's Drift, is set to develop aquaculture and assist fishing communities to uplift their livelihoods. Lucky to think.
Limpopo is a river of life that forms a borderline between the countries of South Africa, Botswana and Zimbabwe. The river boasts of an impressive variety of flora and fauna. However, it's against that background why the area member of parliament, Mr. Pule, rolled out an initiative to uplift the lives of communities along this river. As such, the Fish Festival launched last year. This year is expected to become bigger and better.
Under the same ministry, program tuole toto a ke le utlwaletse tuole toto e tlang e tla be tsenya ditlhapilote mo ra re bo fishermen ba the river villages ga ba ka ipopa ba bona setsa ba gona ra ba o dira diplasa tsa tuo ya ditlhapi
ko le phateng la rona re na le boikarabelo ja gore re le gokaganya le ko maphateng a mangwe a le ka bonang dithuso teng ya ka re bone bo temo le tlotlo ya ka ba nyeletso le huma jaka le bone bo reki bua from aquaculture jalo jalo rona tiro a rona ke gore go lomaganya le ko ka kgona go itshidisa teng.
Aquaculture is still at an infant stage in the country as there is a production deficit of about 4,450 metric tons every year.
We need to focus on our production. That's why this festival also focus on fish farming, then fishing. So these are two things here. There is a proverb: if we do always fishing from the river, from the open ecosystem, so one day it will be diminishing.
As an empowerment for the local fishermen, Mr. Pule donated life jackets, cooler boxes, and other tools to assist local fishermen in running a successful business.
ne re tsena di-life jacket ne le ya role re di changeana ile ga nyora re di a re tlhala na go ntsi tata mme na ba di se go ba ne ba re ba di-life jacket ba re berekise
batho ba mono ga ba bereke ba berekelana mololua after every 3 months yaanong le tla thusa ka gonne bone ba tshwari ba ditlhapi ba tla kgona gore ga nke nna after every 3 months e tla nna letseno la letsatsi le letsatsi.
Dinokeng Fish Festival is expected to be held this weekend and will bring the local fishermen, fishery stakeholders and potential customers under one roof to focus on fish farming. Lucky Toteng, PTV News, Oliphant's Drift.
Women in Francistown gathered to celebrate their achievements, contributions, efforts and struggles towards the development of this country prior to the International Women's Day on March the 8th. Faith the Ditete reports.
Women are compelled to celebrate their stand in leadership positions. Government also appreciated for recognizing the potential of women in leading.
We have seen a lot in terms of achievements for what is called a woman. Today we stand at a pivotal moment in history where the voices and talents of women are heard. Mo Botswana, our voices have been heard. Recently, His Excellency the President celebrated with us more social media Ariane. He has more than 50% of women heading ministries as permanent secretaries. Le utlwe khanyating ai tumela a le rre le rona bo mme a re itumeleleng dikgang tseo.
There were also testimonies from these women encouraging each other to be independent and refrain from being dependent on their male counterpart, also encouraged to love and prioritize themselves.
Most of the women, we don't settle for the quality. As a woman, I want to challenge you, or you should know what you settle for. We believe in quality.
You don't so
this meeting was an opportunity for women to interact with each other, share their faults and successes, as well as guiding each other on issues affecting them as women, with this month dedicated for the love of women. Faith Ditete, BTV News, Francistown.
And in Shakawe, twin 3-year-olds perished when a fire gutted the hut they were sleeping in on Saturday. According to Shakawe Police Station Commander Superintendent Ogolotse Tampa, the incident occurred while their mother was out for the night. The station commander said this was the second incident reported in the policing area since 2022. Tumisang Kelatlilwe reports.
According to the station commander, they were informed about the incident around 10:50 hours on March 2nd, and upon arrival at the scene, they discovered a burning hut. The police reportedly retrieved the charred bodies and promptly transported them to JP Kavindama Hospital, where they were certified dead. The mother of the deceased is reported to be a 37-year-old woman of Nyambani ward in Shakawe, who arrived at the scene before the children's bodies were removed from the burning house.
So ilo ona mapodisa ba sena go kgona go tima ntlo ya teng go go ithalwa bana ba babedi ba shile gona mo ntlo ya teng e ne le ntlo ya helweng ka mmu e roletse ka bojang. So ile bana ba sena go ntshiwa ba tsewa ba iswa ko Joseph Kavindama Memorial Hospital ko ngakeng ya ya bolela gore ba setse a ba sa thoba le mo botshelong.
Superintendent Tampa has advised the community not to leave children unsupervised and to avoid using candles for lighting to prevent such incidents from occurring.
Ngwana o 3 years a soka tlogelwa mo ntwa le nosi bosigo gape go tsubile dikerese wa bo dira bothatso jo bo hiteletseng. So ne nka ra setšhaba sa rona sa shaka gore ba gaetso a re emiseng go dira jalo maitiso ga a hele tlogela bana ba golo tata o ya ko maitisong.
According to the police, investigations are still ongoing to determine the cause of the fire. Dumisang Kelatlilwe, BTV News, Shakawe.
It is time for sports with Josego Nkwe. Josego, how are you?
Good evening, Khomuzo. I'm good, thank you, and hope you're also well.
I'm well, ma'am. Please take over.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Khomuzo, and greetings to you all. As she has already mentioned, I'm Josego Nkwe, bringing to you BOTSWANA Tonight sports news. And with that, let's get straight into it. The Director of Sport Development at BNSC, Peaceful Seleka, says Botswana team, which will represent the country at the upcoming Africa Games, is scheduled to commence this Friday, is well prepared and in good shape to compete. Seleka highlighted this today at Cesar Zakhama Airport as the team departed for Accra, Ghana. BTV Sport reporter Kagiso Moleloka was amongst those bidding the team a farewell.
Seleka highlighted that as BNSC, they've ensured that everything is in place as far as the team's overall preparations are concerned.
Team ya rona ntse ipankanya sente jaaka o itse gore re ne re na re ka 25 be team e tsena mo camping le gore ke legato la bohelo la go ipankanyetsa metshameko ya the 13th African Games. Ke tsa gore tsa tseno go emeletse di topper di le 4 kana nkare di sport code di le 4 eleng beach volleyball, judo, swimming le weightlifting tse ileng gore di a go simolla metshameko mo malatsi a mabedi a tang. So ba ntse ba ikatisa ba ipankanya ba siame le bona ba supa gore they are ready to go and compete.
He further said, as they go into this year's games, they took a deliberate decision to increase the number of sporting codes in order to achieve their set targets.
The last edition of the games go Rabat ko Morocco ka 2019 re tile ka di etsele di le 14 kana di medal di le 14 mo go tsone tse 5 ele gold tse 6 ele silver then 3 bronze. So mo go tsa gompieno tshologelo tota ne re ka gore maloba ha re tsamaisa team sento ka gakologelana re supa gore di sport code di 9 mme rile ma bane re be re tsenya karate le chess e le gona gore ne re letwa yanong ke gore di resources tsene re di tshotse yanong re bona gore di ka re leta gore tsenye karate le chess mme yanong go mo go change lo la gore gongwe re ka solohela di etsele di le kae ke tsa gore re ka heta selo sone se ne re se ipetse sa 10 mme e bile gongwe ra heta le sone se tsene re tsile ka tsone ka 2019 ha re ile ko Rabat ko Morocco.
He also added that over and above their preparations, they've also ensured athletes don't get involved in issues of doping.
Ke gangwe ntse re tshwenya thata yone ya gore gongwe batshameki ba rona ba ntse ba testa positive. The reason why ne ra ba tsenya mo camping go gongwe hela bana le team of medical team ya medical e leng gore ntse e lebeletse e etse thoko gore sengwe le sengwe se ba se dirang tse ba di jang ke tse di siametseng go tsena mo mebeleng ya bone tse ba di nwang ke tse di siametseng go tsena mo mebeleng ya bone mme ne go sa helele hela gone go intse le team ya lone ra dira ka Saturday o hitile ne ra dira session hela ya anti-doping mo batho ba rona ba National Anti-Doping Office bana bata ba rutuntsha the whole team ka bone bo diphatsa ja gore ba ska ba tsa sepe se ba sa se letelelwang ke ba bongaka ba team ya rona.
Team Botswana comprised of athletes from various sporting codes such as athletics, basketball, beach volleyball, taekwondo, weightlifting, tennis, swimming and boxing, while chess and karate are the latest editions. The 13th edition of Africa Games are scheduled to kick off on the 8th of this month and run until 23rd in Ghana's capital, Accra. Kagiso Morelekwa, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And now moving on to Botesa updates. In a move to select qualifiers for the Botesa National Championships and the Kuksa Regional Games, Botesa this weekend held its first season of the South and North competitions in Francistown at the Obedi Dani Chuluben Stadium. According to Botesa President Kurapetis Klare, the competitions were also used to give athletes a chance to qualify for the national team. Karabo Sibili reports.
Setlare says their aim is to support students who are passionate in sports by giving them a chance to showcase their talent at an international level, as well as hoisting their school's names higher.
Some of our athletes, because they are in the national teams, this is an opportunity for them to qualify for bigger events because they are also in the national teams. All Africa Games, qualify the Olympics. They are doing very well. We are happy with the records that people know.
Furthermore, in the ladies' final heat of the 100-meter race, Rita Jack of Gaborone University College of Law and Professional Studies qualified for the championships after recording 12:24 seconds, followed by Lonema Dizimule of Botswana Accountancy College, who qualified in a time of 12:33 seconds. In the men's 100-meter race, Kentse Tshwenyego, also of GUC, secured a spot in 1 minute 51 seconds 64 milliseconds. The upcoming Botesa Championships and regional competitions will be held from the 27th to the 28th of April this year in Gaborone. Karabo Sibili, BTV Sport, Francistown.
And now wrapping up the Botswana Tonight Sports News, Moakofi Nota and women candidate Master Atang Musou are the winners of the 2024 National Team Selection Finals Tournament in the open section and the ladies categories respectively. Khomso Safako has more details.
Makufi was on top of his game from the start of the tournament, collecting 5.5 points from 7 matches after 4 victories and 3 draws. Second position went to Bayani Kuda, while Oratile Kotlane came third to also book a spot in the national team. The three will be joined by international master Providence Wathoze and the open section winner in this year's Botswana Open tournament to make a team of 5 players in the open section.
We knew coming in for the tournament would be tough, and as expected it was tough, so no surprises there, but we knew what we needed to do to get through. Just took it game by game and panned out in the end. With the first stage, there's not a lot of pressure, but aren't the progress ayana. It keeps mounting until the so mainly it's about managing pressure and the expectation.
Women candidate Master Atamusu won the ladies category after collecting 6 points with 5 victories and 2 draws, but having a better head-to-head comparison to second place, women candidate Master Refilwa Gabatsware, and third place, women FIDE Master Naledi Marape, who also finished with 6 points. The three will be joined by Natalie Banda and the winner of the ladies category of the Botswana Open.
We work hard. It wasn't easy, but we try all our best to improve where we were. But basamki bana basamka sentle la thata no se easy. It was very tough for me, especially game ya ka lena lady. It was a deciding game for I but I'm happy that I managed to tackle the game.
The team that will be made up of 5 male and 5 female players will have a few months to prepare before departing for Budapest, Hungary to compete at the 45th Chess Olympiad in September. Khomzo Safako, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And that is all that we had for you from Botswana Tonight Sports Desk. Until we meet tomorrow, have a blessed night. Now let me bring it back to Khomzo to give you the headlines of tonight. Khomzo.
Thank you so much, Josego. All the best to Team Botswana in Ghana.
Oh yes, definitely all the best. And we believe they will definitely come with beautiful, beautiful results. Gold medal all the way up.
Thank you so much. Are we targeting any specific medals, any specific number of medals?
Well, as for now, let me not disclose that much. It's just that, you know, we are actually targeting for the best results.
Thank you so much. Whatever that is, thank you so much. Until we meet again tomorrow, have yourself a fantastic evening.
Thank you so much, Khomuso.
That was Joseho Ngwe giving us the latest in sports. Let's take a final look at stories leading the way this evening. President Masisi emphasizes the importance of peace and cooperation amongst nations. Estonian First Lady made a courtesy call on First Lady Masisi this morning. And in sports, Mwakufinota and women candidate Master Atamusweu have qualified for the 2024 chess national team. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. BTV News, Ikanyarona, hashtag BW Mindset Change, are changing. Up next is the weather update.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Samuel Ramotond. The current satellite picture shows clouds are visible over most areas in the northern and the eastern parts of the country, and there's a possibility that these clouds will thunder or shower tonight over some of these areas. And as for tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions are expected over the entire country with possibility of isolated thunder showers over some areas of southern southeast Katlin-Kweni, central northeast Chobe, Ngamiland and Hines. In the morning, warm temperatures are expected over some areas at southern Khansi and Kgalagadi with minimums ranging from 18 to 19 degrees Celsius, but over other areas of the country, we're expecting hot temperatures in the morning with minimums ranging from 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, very hot temperatures are expected over Kgalagadi and Southern, with maximums ranging from 36 to 38 degrees Celsius. But over the bulk of the country, we're expecting extremely hot temperatures tomorrow, with the maximums ranging from 39 to 40 degrees Celsius. Very hot to extremely hot temperatures are expected throughout this week into next week over most areas of the country. Therefore, the public is advised to take necessary precautions. That's what the forecast. Have yourself a good night.